you miss me? All right. So this one I'll keep really short, maybe 6 hours. No. Power of suggestion. What is the power of suggestion? You know, putting something in someone's head, bird whispered something to me in my ear, call me. You know, what really exactly is the power of suggestion? Subliminal messages, mind games. Okay. Well, when I was in college, I took a Psych 101 course, and I wrote a thesis about how I came up with this idea to show the power of suggestion manifesting itself in real time. So I had a friend of mine back in the day with a big heavy held camcorder videotaping me, and I was going to do things, specific movements, gestures, to see if other people would follow into my suggestion, follow into my course of and path of action, okay? Without saying a word, totally unrehearsed. The people in the video, I don't know from Adam, okay? But I came up with a few ideas to see if in fact this would, work. One of them was, I went to a random parking lot. I took my car and I backed it in to the parking spot. Now, of course, most of us, virtually all the time, pull our cars nose in, right? And then back out when we leave. I took the time to back my car in, so nose out. So I get out of my car and I made sure that where I parked my car, there were empty spots, at least 2 on each side of me. So it was kind of isolated up where I was. Plenty of room on either side, and I backed in. And my friend's filming, so I get out of the car and I walk over. We stand there. Within 2 or 3 minutes, a car comes and it like passes my car and stops. Just pauses. Then all of a sudden, they back up their car slowly to be just like mine, nose out. And I could see it was a little bit cumbersome for that driver because it was kind of an unorthodox movement, something that we don't normally do. Okay. But the point being was what? I suggested by what I did that they did not witness, that they did not know anything about, by parking my car a non-stereotypical way. And sure enough, they parked their car their way. So when that person got out of their car, my friend had his camera running. And I went over and I said, excuse me, it was a woman. I said, excuse me, ma'am, hi, can I talk to you for a second? And back then people were a lot more casual and friendly. She's like, sure, honey, what's up? And I'm like, hey, that's your car, right? She goes, yeah. I said, I just caught you backing your car in and parking. She goes, oh, am I not supposed to do that? And I said, no, you're fine. I'm just kind of curious, why did you back in? Instead of just going nose in, wouldn't that have been easier? So she looks back at her car and then looks back at me and notices the cameraman. I said, don't worry about him, And she kind of thought about it for a few seconds. She goes, to tell you the truth, I don't know why I backed in. I don't ever do that. But she says, my car's not illegally parked. I said, oh, no. No, actually, that's my car next to you. She's like, oh, okay. Is that it? And I'm like, yeah. So she's like, have a good day. And I'm like, you too. She leaves. Point being was, she didn't even know why she did it. The example was there for her. So she put herself through the paces to do it. Another one I did is I stood on a street corner, right? Just an ordinary 4-way intersection in a city. And I do this. Mouth slightly agape, just looking to the heavens, man, to the sky. And my friend's filming back a few feet out of the walkways of the sidewalk. And he's filming. And what he's filming is how many people are going to stop and look at whatever the hell is apparently I'm looking at. He shot about 5 minutes worth of video. And by the end of the 5 minutes, I brought my head down because I was just tired of doing that position of, right? And there was about 10, 12 people around me just staring at the sky. A couple people maybe were pointing. There wasn't anything to see. No words. Power of suggestion. So they say, like in sales, if you want to get the power of suggestion to someone, just you don't even have to go yes or just nod your head. Because if you start nodding your head, we're creatures of what? Habit. So we're going to start nodding our head too. So you're planting a thought in the mind subliminally through a power of suggestion of body English to get people to agree with you. Right? Something as simple as that. So I wrote my thesis, got an A-. And there was a few other things, but I won't bore you. But to me, it was just interesting to do it because it showed me, without any financial, physical demand, excessive time consumption, to make subtle points of how our brains are wired and how we work. You know, we're a gathering species. We're a bonding species. You know, like when you hear about a lone wolf, okay? But they're also known as a pack animal. But the lone wolf is the exception, which we look at in terms of the animal itself and how people are. Hey, that guy over there, yeah, Dan, he's a lone wolf, man. He just does his own thing. Kind of like my ex-wife. She's a lone wolf. That's really cool, to tell you the truth. Me, I'm kind of lone wolfian, but I can also dig the pack thing. So I can go both ways. But most of us are pack mentality. Following, not so much leading. There's nothing wrong with that. But again, power of suggestion. And I did find that there were people, of course, who didn't follow with it. Maybe they weren't as observant. Maybe they didn't care. Maybe they were more in tune than I gave them credit for. All right, I'm not going to buy into this. Okay. But at the end of the day, the power of suggestion is very, very powerful, you know, and we got to pay attention to things, especially with the social medias, because there's so much manipulation and agenda, hidden agenda, open agenda, you know, that goes way beyond the power of suggestion. But still, there's a lot of it. So the point of this exercise is to really stop, look, and listen, you know, like before crossing the railroad tracks in your car or walking across the street on foot. Stop, look, and listen. Think about what you're going to do, because if you don't do it right, boom, you get squashed like a boog. Right? So where did I come up with all this? I don't know. There was a break on Netflix. So, but yeah, I thought, you know, let's jump on some different topics. So disillusionment was part one, and the power of suggestion is part two. Take some time, people, you know, take some time and just conduct your own experiments. Like, ask yourself, how many people do you know, say on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, that you've never met, but you consider them a friend, and they consider you a friend? All right? I mean, that's pretty interesting. How many friends do we have? I'm guilty. I have a few, right? I bet you do too. But things to talk about, things to ponder. Things to ponder when you're stuck in rush hour traffic. Yes. Why? Yes. You guys have a great day. Oh, I got company tonight, tomorrow night. Another $100.